My name is Amy Milstead, and I'm a junior at Virginia Tech, and this is God's story of His grace in my life that I would love to share. So I grew up in a home with two parents who truly did love the Lord, and I heard the gospel on a regular basis. I was so blessed to have asked Jesus into my heart at a really young age of 5. Just through saying a prayer, I knew that I was sinful and that Jesus loved me so much. In asking Him into my heart, and I knew at that point that if I were to die, I would have eternal life with God. God was so faithful in providing other believers around me who authentically lived for Him and did love Him, and I saw this joy that they had that I just so desperately wanted for myself. It wasn't until middle school when I realized that I could have that joy, and it was through a personal relationship with God. That the God of the universe who created me loved me so much that He sent His Son Jesus to die on the cross for my sins, past, present, and future, and that by accepting this free gift of salvation called grace, that I could just begin a love relationship with Him, and I just began to know God on such a deeper level. Throughout my teenage years and really high school, I struggled with control issues, whether it was grades, friends, school, volleyball, or especially my future. I was just always stressed or anxious about what came next, whether it was next week, next year, or 10 years from now. I just couldn't rest in not knowing that. And I'm definitely a planner and very organized. I love to plan ahead, and I'm very independent, and I just could not find rest in not knowing what was next. So this really led to feelings of insecurity and me just searching for joy and satisfaction in other areas. It wasn't until later when I realized that nothing will ever satisfy the desires of my heart like God's love will, and that me not trusting Him was impeding on His perfect plan for my life and robbing me of this joy that He lets us experience. Um, a verse that really stuck with me throughout high school was Jeremiah 29:11, which is, "I know the plans I have for you, declares the Lord, plans to prosper and not to harm you, plans to give you hope and a future." Late high school and into college, I really realized that I needed to surrender control of all areas of my life. And ever since doing this, I felt a whole new sense of just like a weight lifted off my shoulders, realizing that I am not in control, and that what I do and my actions, they don't determine my future or my life and the joy that I can experience. I now just have an indescribable sense of peace that only Christ can offer, and I know that I can never be perfect, and that it's okay to be weak and it's okay to be afraid because Christ can be glorified through that even more, and that it's by grace I have been saved, but not myself or anything that I can do. Now, I still don't know what comes next, but I have found so much rest and peace in knowing that God is sovereign and He has a sovereign plan for my life that is so much better than my own. So that's my story.